Okay, so I will tell this story about how this show has infected my mind. And Brett, I really dislike you at the moment.
I knew it! I
Because
knew it was me!
yesterday I had a dream.
Oh no.
Brett, and I know it was you because it actually looked like you. It wasn't a dream where you just know it's someone and it doesn't look like them.
Oh no.
You broke my window and refused to pay for it. And so I told you to wait outside and you wouldn't do it and you just stayed inside my house, which you had broken a window for. Then for some reason, Scotty and Alex were there as well. For some reason, it was literally related to this podcast. And then we all decided to go to a theme park. And I said, Brett, since you broke my window, you could at least pay for me. And you said, fine, I'll go in and pay, and then I'll come out and give you the money. And you went in and you abandoned me at the gates of the theme park. And the weird thing is, when I woke up, I was legitimately angry at you, Brett. It wasn't even a joke. I was like, fuck you, Brett. You dick. Man. So that's how...
Brett's a douchebag through dimensions.
Yeah.
That's why.
That don't impress me much if we're sticking with the Shania Twain theme.
Oh, no.
We never started that.
What?
But okay. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the fourth episode of the Sega Addicts After Hours.
Shut up for a minute, Scotty.
Shut up. Sega Addicts
did Shania Twain?
Hours.
I thought Shania
Sega
Twain
Addicts After Hours.
Didn't
After
Shania
Hours.
Twain do
Sega
song where it was like,
Sega Addicts. Sega Addicts. Sega
Did she do that song or not?
After
Did
Hours.
she do that song?
Sega.
I thought that Shania Twain did do that song.
Did I shave my legs for this?
Did Shania Twain do that song, Scotty?
I don't know. Why would I know that?
Scotty, when are we going to start? Come on, when are we going to...
I'm trying to. Really hard.
Okay, sorry, I'll keep my mouth silent.
Oh,
welcome to the Sega Addicts After Hours, Episode 4. I'm your host, the reviews editor for the site. My name is Scotty Moe, and with me today is the owner of the site, Brett Hatfield.
Hello. I can't do an Ai Hirano voice, I'm sorry.
I don't know what that is, so that's fine. And also we have the features editor, Stevie Grants.
In Blue Jam.
All right, good, great.
Only 2 people will get that reference, but if they do, you are amazing.
Cool. Write in, comment on the video, let us know you got it. And, Brett, what have you been playing this week?
I haven't really been playing too much. I played the Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns demo, which I've been kind of sour on Lightning Returns because, well, I just don't like Lightning. I think she's a terrible character. But the game itself, the demo kind of proved me wrong about it, because I thought the gameplay switch from... I know a lot of people didn't like 13 and 13-2, but I really love the combat in those games. Mm-hmm. And I thought switching the combat around would be a really bad idea. And from what I had watched of it in like live streams and stuff at the Japanese release, I wasn't impressed. But actually playing it, it feels pretty good. It's like a mix of 10-2's Dress Sphere system, like completely speeded up and everything, mixed with a very dumbed-down version of Final Fantasy Type Zero's combat system, which I love the shit out of Type Zero. I think it's the greatest RPG ever made. So anything that feels similar to that, I'm on board with. So I've really changed my tune on the game, and I don't know, I might pick it up at launch, or I might just wait for my birthday. I don't know. But it looks alright. Now I've been playing, of course.
Well, I mean, if you don't like it, you could always return it.
Oh, God.
Like lightning.
And then, of course, Blaze Blue, Gran Turismo. I got Tales of Xillia. I meant to mention this last week, but I haven't played it yet. But I got it for $10 off PlayStation Plus when it was on sale. So after what we were talking about, like being like $39 being a pretty good price for it, getting it for $10 is probably a steal.
I'd say so.
I'm really looking forward to diving into that tonight after the show.
Cool.
That's pretty much it.
Cool. Stevie, what have you been playing?
Ironically, I've been playing less than I have last week, but I have more stuff to talk about than I do last week.
Okay.
First of all, I just want to be really smug because I played another game of Deepak Fights Robots, and I'm now on the leaderboards for that. I think I'm 7th or something like
Nice.
that. I'm like 2 behind the creator of that game. I mean,
my
it's
gosh.
it's
Whoa.
quite an old indie game, but I'm quite proud of that. I'm quite proud. If you play Deepak Fights Robots and go to the leaderboards, you will find my name.
Cool.
Very much. Thank you very much, Scotty.
No problem.
We were being very polite today on this podcast. And
For now.
Tonight, kids, on Sega Addicts After Hours, we're going to learn the value of friendship.
Yeah, we will all join hands and not fuck each other. So, no, I also played. I almost got that. I also played. I had a couple breaks in the week between university work, so I played. I booted up Gunstar Heroes again for a random reason. I just thought I'd play a bit of it because I was hankering for a bit of run and gun action. And I haven't played that game in ages. I got it on Xbox, part of the Vintage collection that they were doing for a while.
Oh, I don't even. That was one of the vintage. Oh.
Yeah, for Xbox. Yeah.
Cool.
And that game is fantastic. I don't think that the jumping controls hold up today. But other than that, the weapons are really fun. The bosses are great in that game. Is it a treasure game, Gunstar Heroes?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I thought so because it has a very treasure feel to it. I don't know if that makes sense, but all of them sort of really arcadey games have a real. The company has a distinct feel to it, and I think one of the things that make that is they all have. The bosses are a really big feature in any treasure game, which I really like as well. And Gunstar Heroes has loads of them.
Yeah, they all have a lot of personality, all the bosses.
Yeah, and I really want to play Gunstar Superheroes, which I hear really mixed things on.
That was on the Game Boy, I think, right? The Advance.
Game Boy Advance, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you guys played that at all? Because I want to get an opinion on it.
I never played the first one until it was re-released, unfortunately. Not just never really got around to it, I guess. But it's cool. It's excuse me. It's a little too frenetic for me at some points. Like I've not gotten very far in the game since I suck at it. But it's fun though. It's really I like anything that company's put out. Like Dynamite Heady, I really enjoyed, and I'm trying to think what other ones they did on the Genesis.
That's one I've never played. I really need to get aboard the Dynamite Heady train.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
They make some pretty decent little fighters too. Like nothing like too terribly deep or anything, but like I believe they had the Yu Yu Hakusho game on Genesis. They had a couple Bleach games on the DS that I really liked. Dark Souls, and I'm trying to remember what the first game's title was. But they were all in the same vein of that Yu Yu Hakusho game on the Genesis. So it was very fun, and it also put in some characters that you really wouldn't expect to see, like some side characters and everything, and I really appreciated that.
Like Mega Man?
Yeah. Oh wait,
Whoa,
no, not
really?
Yeah. Was Gone in there too?
Gone? No.
Oh, you're joking. Oh, I thought for a moment you were being legit and you were doing a Smash Brothers joke and you got me excited.
Actually, I was
more.
more making fun of Capcom at first there for trolling with Mega Man
Oh.
in Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
Oh, we forget about. We try to ignore that.
Yeah, I think everyone has. That's why there's no.
I am the only one who thinks
that other one was.
I think that's genuinely brilliant that they did box art Mega Man for that
No,
game.
I do think he actually is like pretty hilarious and everything. Like the writing for him is really funny. It's just the whole concept of it. Like then again, I think the guy who originally created Mega Man was the guy who decided, hey, let's throw bad box art Mega Man in there. But where he left the company and everything, everybody's just like, oh, Capcom's just being dicks to us now and everything.
Well, I'm a massive Mega Man fan, and I just really love that they did that. I think it's better than even putting the original one in there because it's so different and you wouldn't expect it. And
Well,
it's just hilarious.
Well, the thing is Pac-Man's a joke character too. It's not like they did this just to fuck with Mega Man
Yeah,
Mega Man
but
fans.
Pac-Man's in a mech, isn't he?
He's on a Mokagen,
I
which
know what
is
that is. I
Wooden
think that's
robot.
like
anime.
it's the wooden training dummy that's also a character in Tekken that like it's the mimic character basically that has everybody's moves and stuff like that. So he's technically a joke character too, although he's not as harsh a joke character as Box Art Mega Man was. But I think the idea of it is a little bit mean, but the way they did it and like the writing and everything for him is pretty genius.
Yeah,
So I'm kind of on the fence of it, but it's still kind of mean.
I love it. I think it's so good. Yeah, Gunstar Heroes is a good game.
We were talking about a friggin' Bleach game. How we get on?
I really like Gunstar Heroes. I also played. Well, I haven't actually played it yet. I've given it like a 5-second look, but I wanted to tell you guys about it in case you hadn't heard of it, and because it has a really competition that's going on at the very moment. I don't think it'll be going on when this episode comes out, but I think for you guys it would be interesting to tell. But there's a new Jason Rohrer game out called The Castle Dock Train. Have you guys heard of it?
Who's Jason who?
He's an indie game developer. He's done stuff like Passage and Sleep is Death and Gravitation, stuff like that.
I haven't heard about any of those. You're hipper than I am.
Well, yeah, I should wear a beret because I'm so indie hip. But Jason Rohrer does a lot of
classic
good
frame
stuff.
glasses.
And I think what he's been doing at the moment, the same like Sleep is Death, is he's been taking the whole multiplayer MMO concept and doing really neat things with it. So his newest game called The Castle Dock Train is a multiplayer. It's an MMO, but not in a traditional sense. Basically, how it works is you start the game and you have a house and you can set up traps in it, and you spend money for the traps, and you have family members in the house that you need to protect. And you have a little safe which you put all your money into that you get in the game. And what happens is you have to make it so if anyone comes into your house, they can't get to it. So you're sort of like a game designer almost. You're designing your house like a puzzle, so they can't get to your safe. The reason, but there are conditions, like you have to be able to get to the safe. So the puzzle has to be doable, even if it's hard. But here's where the multiplayer element comes into it. The point of the game is to get as much money as possible. So you go out and go to other people's houses and steal all their money by going through their traps and their things, and you can buy weapons and stuff to help you do that. But the kicker is, you can't. Every time you're not online, your house is defenseless. Every time you're not playing the game. So the idea is it's kind of simulating house robbery and how that would feel. And it's a really cool idea. I haven't really gotten to dig into it yet, but I'm really excited to. At the moment, it doesn't really explain the tools that it gives you. It sort of just drops you right in. I'm assuming that will be all found out soon. You find it out on your own. But yeah, it's a very good concept. I'm just trying to figure it out at the moment. Maybe a manual or something would do me, or a wiki or something.
Manuals.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But the really interesting thing is he has a competition going for the moment, which is I think on the 29th or something, every in-game dollar that you have, he will give you real money.
What?
Yeah, and he has a limit to what he will do. I think it's a ridiculous amount. I think it's like 30,000 or something. It's a really ridiculous amount.
Holy crap.
Yeah, but the amount is so till then you can steal from each other and do all this crazy stuff, but you can also lose the money when you're not online. So it's sort of a tactic to get you playing and get more people playing. But yeah, if you play right, you could win that much money.
That's cool.
And also, what they're doing is because you can also have paintings that you hang up in your house and stuff like that. And what he's also doing is he's giving away physical prizes, and a couple of them are he's made paintings that you can buy, like a couple of them, and if you are in possession of that by the time the contest is ended, he will send you a real version of that painting.
Whoa.
So it's almost like you've stolen it into real life. But there's also some controversy with the competition that makes me feel kind of on edge, which is, to keep him with the theme of the game, he's also giving away in the competition, like first, second, third, and all of that, the people who have the most money. He's giving them home security things, like to stop burglars actually getting in your actual house. And the top prize is a gun, like a real life gun. And that's, I think it's like a voucher, I think, for some place in America for a gun shop. But the controversy is that it's really, really alarming that there's a contest going on at the moment where the top prize is a gun, a real gun.
Boy. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, and I know that the guy's kind of like an artsy guy, like an artsy indie developer. So I get the point, is he wants to like make a point or stick with a theme, but it still makes me extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He's basically giving somebody a free gun.
If you win the competition, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
But I want to know what your guys' opinion of the competition and the theme of the game is.
It sounds like Richard Spencer plays Home Alone. Richard Spencer is the name of the guy who built the mansion in the first Resident Evil game. I think it's Richard Spencer. I know it's a Spencer estate, but it sounds like the Home Alone game meets that psycho, and in a MMO form sort of deal.
Yeah,
it's a cool idea. If enough people play it and stuff, I mean, he's got enough hooks to make people play, so that's smart marketing on his part. I don't know if the gun thing is more just a shock appeal than anything else, though.
I think that is. I think it's kind of a shock appeal, but that's why a lot of like indie people at the moment are getting really, really concerned.
Yeah. I don't think I can't see him going through with that. I feel like the cons would outweigh the pros of him actually giving away, even if it is just a voucher for a gun or whatever.
Well, yeah, what it is he's saying that if the person who wins lives in another country or something where you can't get guns or guns are illegal, he will send the voucher, because the voucher in itself it's kind of like a fascinating object to have, like you have a voucher for a gun, and it's kind of like the same point almost. But and he's also saying that he will cooperate. If the person is completely uncomfortable with the prize, he will give them something else, or talk with that person to figure out a way or something of that value that he could give you. Which, that's good, yeah.
Yeah, didn't you say one of the prizes also is an actual security system, or is that gun the security system?
No, they're different tiers. So it goes down. One of them, I think, is like a door latch, like a really hard one. They're all keeping with the theme of the game, so it's all stuff to protect your house.
So Christmas ornaments to put on the floor, Matchbox cars, and cans of paint.
Yeah, stuff like Home Alone, yeah. But what intrigued me most, I have to say, is the contest, and I am playing because I do want to win something.
That's interesting, though. Is it how is the game set up style-wise? Do you have like a top-down view of the house, or how is it
top
exactly?
Down. It's all done top-down, and it's all kind of pixelated things.
Okay.
And it has a really almost kind of unnerving atmosphere as well, because when you sneak into other people's houses, it plays this really dark, moody music, and you can't see all of the house at once. So it helps obscure your vision, and it really feels kind of unnerving in yourself, and it
That's
almost
cool,
kind of it gives you the experience of robbing someone else's house.
Oh, it's good. It's good that it's like that rather than this happy music like, oh boy, what are we gonna steal?
Yeah, that would be like a Home Alone game, yeah.
Yeah, and that if that was the case, and then they're like, you can win a gun, then I'd be a little more bothered with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Brett?
like you said, I think the concept is actually really cool. The concept's actually really fun sounding, and I'll have to try it out just for that. As far as the contest goes, I feel about the same way about the gun thing. That the rest of it sounds cool, like being able to like match people's game totals and stuff like that. I like that, and like giving people like other security stuff. But like the gun thing, I feel like he's gonna have to switch that up for something else.
Yeah,
Like,
I think the painting thing is the most interesting thing because it's like you've
Yeah, it's pretty
stolen it. It's like you've stolen it from the game into reality almost.
yeah, that's really cool. Like,
And
I appreciate stuff like that, and like that gets me wanting to play it already. But like the gun thing, it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like he needs to.
And it's at the moment I think it's half price until it goes on Steam, which is the 29th.
Mhm.
And that means it's about $8 at the moment.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
So it's quite cheap, and I would say it's like I really like Jason Rora's. Like I don't like all of his games. Passage, I really don't like. A lot of people love it though.
What was this one called again?
Castle Dock Train.
All right, Is it on Mac? Does it work on Mac?
I don't know. It might say on there.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out real quick, so that I can determine whether or not I'm going to get this.
I think if you can get it, it's definitely worth it because what I was saying about Jason Rora is he's one of those developers that even if I don't like his games, there's always an interesting theme. Like Passage I don't like, but I really like the idea behind it. And I really liked his game Sleep is Death. Sleep is Death is a wonderful game, and it does the whole MMO multiplayer thing really well. That was a game where it was you and another person, and one person was the storyteller and the other person was the participant. So you would be in a story, and it's kind of like game development as well. Like the person you're playing against decides the story, and the other person makes commands that the other person would have to do. The twist being that you only have like a minute or 30 seconds to do them each. So you have to like make pixel art really, really quickly based on your other friend's demands. Or
It's for Mac.
oh, it's for Mac! Yay! I would say definitely get Castle Dock Train then because it's as I was saying, definitely a
sorry.
very interesting experience.
What was the other one you were talking about right then, though? That sounded cool, too.
Sleep is Death.
Sleep is Death. That name sounds familiar. I think I might have... I think I saw it in like a headline or something at one point.
Yeah, I recommend Sleep is
cool.
Death, and if you would like, I would play a game of Sleep is Death with you.
Well, would we ever know if we're robbing each other's houses in Castle Doctrine, or like...
You have like names, you have like usernames and stuff, so you could search for me or something.
Uh-huh. Okay. Cool.
Well, let's rob each other. That'll be fun.
Yeah, see if
Yeah.
we can rob each other. Yeah, but it does. But I will say at the moment it is kind of. Maybe there's a way. Maybe I'm just looking in the wrong folders for the game or something. But all the traps are kind of a little bit baffling. But in a way, that might be kind of the fun as well, finding out what the traps do and how to use them.
That was half the fun of Home Alone, is you would just like make guns and figure out exactly how they hinder the criminals and stuff. So
It's basically like the alchemy stuff in Final Fantasy as well. Like Final Fantasy X, Riku's mix thing. You don't know what something's gonna do until you mix it. So
Yeah.
that was one of the fun things about using her. So if it kind of feels like that, I'm on board.
Oh, and also, if you buy the game now from his website, you also get a copy of the Steam game when it comes out later in the week. So
cool.
give it to a friend or something.
Yeah, neat. Neato. I'm gonna make a note of that because I do want to get that game because it sounds
Yay,
like it
I
could
am
be cool.
glad I have introduced you to an indie game. Brilliant.
Well, I need to get that Deepak Bubble Bobble
Deepak
too.
Fights Robots, yeah. Oh my god, I've introduced you to two indie. I'm just thinking this is going to be a feature, and I try and introduce you to an indie game each week.
There we go.
Deepak Fights Robots is actually it has a free-to-play version.
Yeah, you mentioned that last week. I want it
Yeah.
because you said it's like Bubble Bobble, so
It is very much, yeah.
cool.
And you can see my name on the leaderboards as well, which is
That's
very
exactly why I want it.
Yeah, because you want to see my name.
And lights. Oh, damn it. Well, I made it at least 20 minutes without that happening, so...
So,
Anything
I
else
couldn't
that
resist.
you've been playing, Stevie?
no, I would just recommend Castle Doctrine for peeps.
Cool. So what have I been playing? Said Scott to himself.
Well, why didn't we do it? Why didn't one of us ask you,
That
Scott?
would probably be better.
Brett, why don't me and you say it at the same time? Say, what have you been playing, Scotty?
Are we doing it on count of three? Three, two,
Yeah.
one?
Okay. Yeah. Let's do 3, 2, 1, and we'll say, what have you been playing, Scotty?
Yay.
And Scotty, you have to look surprised.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. What have you been playing, Scott? Scotty? What the fuck have you been playing?
Funny you should ask, guys. How's it going, folks? Happy to be here.
So I just got off the plane this morning, and whoa.
Boy, my arm's tired.
And boy, was I strip searched. So I played some more Super Rub-a-Dub for the hell of it, and
That's a great segue into that. Boy, was I strip searched. And by the way, I played some Super Rub-a-Dub.
yes, indeed. And actually played some Battle Block Theater for the heck of it, and yeah, I was just doing some co-op stuff, which is there's no other way you should play that game really, but trying those encore missions with the time trials, and then I realized I hate time trials. But and I was actually playing Hotline Miami kind of for other people because I was just hanging out at a friend's house and a bunch of us were just sitting around and nobody was playing anything, so I turned it on, and then suddenly everyone was watching me play and just enjoyed the I mean, you get pretty expressive when you play that game because you're like, fucking hell, how did I? Are you serious? He should have died, you know, and you go back in and play it again and do all that all over again.
Oh, I love that game. Oh, that game's so good. I'm ejaculating just thinking of it.
Fantastic.
God.
And then also, I played a little bit of Nights into Dreams since I had my Xbox on with Battle Block, which I haven't turned my Xbox on in like months, so I thought I'd play a couple of things, but the Knights port is still really good. It's a lot, but I hadn't played it since they patched it with the controls. It's a lot more solid now. But yeah, I miss some of the little extra stuff that's actually on the original Christmas Nights, the presents and stuff. But it's still good. It's a good port. Good port. I think that's all I really played. Yep. I'm pretty sure. I'm looking over again to see.
I'm so
I feel
bad
like there
at
was
night.
something else.
You mentioned that, and I'm just reminded of how bad I am at it. Like, I can get through the
I
stages
can't.
fine.
I get a B on like one of the portions, one of the rounds per level, maybe if I try really hard.
I can't beat the bosses. That's my problem.
You can't beat them at all?
Yeah, like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm just really bad at fighting the bosses. But, like, the levels themselves, I'm pretty good at.
All right, which boss can't you beat? I'll tell you how to do it right now.
The very first one.
We have
What do you mean-
game.
What do you mean the
FAQs
What do you mean
on
the
that.
first one?
Um,
For Claris or Elliot? Is it Puffy or Gilwing?
You know
It's
everything
both.
about it.
You have no idea how much.
Yeah,
It's been a
look,
while
here's
since I
my
played it.
12 strategies based on that boss for every character.
Well, yeah. Let me ask you, what type of chair do you normally sit in when you play this game?
What kind of TV do you use? Because, you know, that one little millisecond of lag can really fuck you over.
What precise volume do you have it, Av? Are you listening to any other songs in the background that can
Yes.
hurt you?
What type of? I need
I'm
you to
telling
list
you,
your.
Snoop Dogg is not...
Probably
is
not.
I'm just
nice
imagining you now with like a sports game plan with like loads of arrows and stuff.
I got my whiteboard right over here. Yeah.
I've got my whiteboard over here. It's very white, just for you, Mr. Morrison.
No. I know it's not. What do you? Listen. This is how you beat those bosses. Simple. Puffy, you just bounce into her and throw her through the wall, and you do until you get all the way to the end, and there's a spike wall, and it like falls down on her and crushes her. And then Gilwing, you go like hit his bottom jaw, you like line up against it and shoot him away, and you do that a bunch of times until his tail is nothing anymore.
Neat.
Brett, you've played like 10 minutes of Nights into Dreams.
I've actually played a lot more than that. I just get fucked over by the bosses. But like,
How do you progress?
I haven't played many of the levels. I just play.
You played the
Because
first
you haven't
level.
gotten past the first one.
I played like the first and I believe the second because I think I beat that Guildwing boss. That's about
Okay.
the only boss I've beaten.
All right.
It's been a while since I played it too because I just kind of gave up because like, well, I don't want to get angry at this and hate it because it is good. It's just I'm terrible at it.
Your assignment for next week is to go and try to beat both of those bosses because that game gets so much better and more colorful and beautiful as you progress.
Beat the whole
Yes, sir.
game.
You haven't seen like if you know what to do, honestly that whole at least going through the game each level, you could beat it in like an hour. But it's the replay value with like the score attack and all and the arcadiness of it, which I forget which website it is, there's a crazy like score attack website for Nights into Dreams, but I have seen some insane stuff. And once I watched the videos on that website, I was like, I'm never getting this achievement or trophy for getting A ranks or S ranks on all the levels or whatever crazy thing it is. Because it's difficult. That game is surprisingly deep in different types of areas. That's what she said.
There we go.
Whoa!
You guys forgot about our little goal there. So
There's no goal. That's not a goal.
Wait, so in this context, would she be a lesbian if she's saying that's how deep it is?
Maybe.
Yes.
Not necessarily. I don't want to talk about this.
I need this for my fan fiction, okay?
Yeah,
No,
come on, his
don't.
after hours fan fiction.
Oh, we're doing a fan radio play.
Oh,
Working
we
on.
need to do that though. That'd be
That
dope.
could be fun. That could be a good time. So yeah, that's all I've been playing. With that, we will jump into the news. Transition.
Oh wow,
You should actually jump there,
switch
just
hats
go,
real
like
quick.
jump, because like
that one's actually hurting my head.
It's hurting my eyes.
you have to have a hat. That's mandatory.
Well, I
His
mean,
last name is
look at my
Hatfield.
hair.
Oh yeah, his name is Hatfield.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I
Look
don't
at
know
my-
why I haven't told you this. My dad lives on Brett Road.
Oh God, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I used to live on Scott Lane, and I am Scottish.
And your
There you
name
go.
is Scotty.
Mm-hmm. So,
There we go. I gotta get uncrooked.
before we jump into the news, I want to say real quick to the listeners and viewers that have kept up with us so far, I apologize for all the technical difficulties that we've been having with the site. I've been dealing with such issues uploading videos and audio and everything. We're still new at this, and I hate the internet and yell at it daily for not doing exactly what I wanted to.
Well,
So
the video version's coming out consistently. It's just the audio, isn't it?
yeah, I'm just having issues like extracting and other stuff and blah, 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 blah. But thanks for being patient, guys. It's still in the works, but I want to make sure that I get something, or that we get something out for you every week. So bear with us as we continue to dip our feet into the ocean of podcasts.
That's so deep.
Like the ocean. Damn it! With that, we're going to go into the news. So, more Alien Isolation screenshots were released. Some of them like showing actiony stuff, like with the alien and like finding tools to deal with certain stuff in the game. And let me see what else was here. Did you guys see those though? There's like an airlock one where stuff's flying out of the ship, and hopefully it's really, really cool.
Yeah,
I
that's
have-
the header screenshot we have.
Mm-hmm.
Is
I
the,
can't-
airlock one.
I'm kind of in like I have one positive thing to say about it and one negative thing, which was the positive thing is I really like the style of it. They said they were basing it off a 70s version of what the future would look like. So
Yeah.
it's futuristic, but everything's analog, which I like, and they actually look like they've gone through with it, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't like is that I think we're seeing too much of the alien too early into development. And I know everyone knows what xenomorphs look like, so it's not like it was a surprise that they would be trying to close it off. But I want it to be shrouded. I want it to be in shadow. I don't want to be able to see the alien in full for the whole game, because the game is based on the first Alien, which you hardly see in it.
Well, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't know if that's how the game's going to be. I think they're just showing it to show what the alien's going to look like, but I don't think that necessarily means you're going to see it as frequently as they've been showing us screenshots of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense, but it's just kind of... I guess this isn't fair to judge it on the pre-release hype, but it feels like if they were really going for the feel of the first Alien, at least in how they're trying to get the game look to the consumer right now, if I was playing a game based solely off those screenshots, I would assume it was more action-y.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Then again, we also see like you're fiddling about with controls and stuff, so it could be a little bit puzzly as well.
Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. I've got to see it in action, and I mean, in retrospect, though, when I saw Aliens Colonial Marines at PAX East in action, I don't know.
But that was a lie.
Yeah.
That game was a lie.
Right, like the spoon, or no? Is that?
It was a cake.
Yeah, the cake's a lie.
Like the spoon. Like the spoon.
Oh no.
Great, I misquoted. Here we go.
Was that your teacher's name?
What? No.
Quoted.
Oh my gosh.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Why do you need sound effects when I can just make my own?
I think we both Scotty.
One thing with the screenshots is someone, I forget which website, so I'm sorry I'm not giving credit where it's due, but a website noticed that there's actually, under the dome of the alien is a skull. You can kind of see through the dome and see somewhat of, at least where eye sockets would be, or maybe even nasal passages, which was really neat that they're putting that much detail into this.
Yeah, like I'm looking at the screenshot we have of the alien, and I know, like Stevie mentioned, we don't want to see too much of the alien right now, but I feel like that much of it is fine, like giving us an idea of like what we're supposed to.
Yeah, if you guys click on the screenshot I just sent into the chat there, that's the one I'm talking about. Is you can see a little bit of a nasal passage, and it's not just a solid glass dome, or you can actually see through it a little bit.
Well, it's asking me for my date of birth.
Well, that's not what I wanted you to see.
It's a lie. He's trying to steal your credit card details.
Oh no! Oh, here we go. Okay, now I feel like they're showing us a little too much things.
With the alien, or what?
Yeah, but like I do see what you're talking about. That is ridiculously cool.
Yeah, I mean, it might be someone overanalyzing it, but it's worth pointing out, or noting that it's not just a solid dome or a reflection of whatever's in front of the alien. So
no, that's really dope. I like that.
So yeah.
Oh wow! I hadn't seen that. That's pretty gross.
What? Which one? What?
The one with the dude cut in half.
That's one of the androids or whatever. Yeah. Do you guys have anything else to say about it?
It's looking pretty good to me so far. I'm definitely still interested in it. Like I said, I've never been an Aliens fan, but I'm definitely looking forward to this. And this is just building hype.
Yeah. Cool. What about you, Stevie?
I think I'm just gonna. This hasn't convinced me not to stay cautiously optimistic, basically.
No, we're just talking about screenshots. It's not major news yet. I don't think they've done a new dev diary since.
If it's a horror game, you could say they're.
Here we go.
Scream shots.
Yeah, you could say that. You could. You did.
Wait. I gotta.
So the.
Oh.
Oh gosh. Anyway, also in the news,
no one man should have all this power. I'm sorry.
Nope. I agree. Over the weekend, though, Thursday and Friday, the devs for Anarchy Reigns celebrated the 1 year anniversary of the game and actually jumped online to play some multiplayer with people, which was really cool. I unfortunately was not able to make it on either of the nights because I am a horrible person. Did either of you guys jump online at all?
I wasn't able to, and I really hate myself for not being able to.
Yeah.
That's like we mentioned in the news post. It's probably the last time that game's ever going to have any sort of active online. So yeah, it really kind of sucks I wasn't able to make it in. But it's cool that
it might have kind of kickstarted or like re-energized people to be online and play. I don't know for sure. I haven't been able to jump online recently, but I'm probably honestly going to jump online tonight just real quick because after seeing that, it's like I haven't played that in a while. I really should jump in there again, you know. But
I haven't played it since like September. All I've been doing is the soundtrack.
I'm jamming it to work.
Oh yes, actually.
Jamming it at work.
You should be,
Yo, you need some glasses, bitch? Recognize. I got this right here, and you throw it at their face.
you should be listening to the Mad World soundtrack, so you could just go up to people and go, "It's a mad, mad world."
Mad world.
I mean,
walk around like this all day.
It's a mad, mad world.
Listeners, I look like a gorilla that can't find his food, and I'm just hustling.
It's the BRETT, motherfuckers!
Motherfucker! Hatfield!
I'm just in the back in the lab, just being like, I know you want me, just play
in the lab, in the meth lab. Boom!
Like Blaze Blue, it's called Blazing It Blue!
Yeah!
420 Blaze Blue.
All day! All day!
All about that in the Naya life.
Yeah, I think we've established that you should now change your name to 420 Blent. 420 Brett Smoker Blunt is a new name.
I don't think that.
But make sure you add like
Brett,
loads of dashes, and
Brett,
it has to be like capitalized and some not capitalized.
Yeah, and it has to have like a bunch of X's at the beginning and end, right?
Yeah, and you have to like in code or something. You have to like do a little picture of a man smoking a joint or something like that.
I was just gonna do like a little Unicode heart.
Like BRETT 420 or that's too
None
complicated.
of this will fit.
Oh, Brett, I would love that. I would love that if you changed your Twitter handle to BRETT 420. Please do that.
Oh God, I don't think it'll fit. I was trying to change my Twitter name, my little name thing on Twitter anyway last night, and it just wouldn't fit. Like anything I tried. So
That's what she said.
Maybe Brett, it's not that. It's because it wasn't cool enough. And if you put 420 in your username, Twitter will go, "You are cool enough to have this name."
That might be a possibility.
Yeah, that's how the internet works. So, also in the news, not much to say about this, but an Atlas game coming out called Conception 2. Excuse me, Conception 2 Children of the Stars. It's coming out to Vita and 3DS, got an M rating, and our article is titled Conception 2 earns an M rating from ESRB because boobies.
Yeah, I think Thomas thinks I've already pre-ordered this.
He does.
Yeah, I don't even have either console, but I don't know if he thinks that. Well, he said it was because of Hyperdimension, but
I just bought the PSP version of Harvey Birdman, and I don't own a PSP, but I want a Harvey Birdman game.
Oh, Hyperdimension! It's a game at this point, after Victory, where it was actually pretty decent, it's kind of hit that love to hate status.
But you said it was really creepy. In your review, it really surprised me when you said how creepy it was. Mark
II was very creepy. They
because it starred younger girls, though.
Yeah, like you had like a guy who was like, girls who've reached puberty or taste disgusting or something like that, and it's like,
okay,
what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a good thing to say.
Yeah. But like they took that out pretty much in Victory, and Victory is a lot more toned down. It was more along the lines of what I want from a game like that.
Acceptable statutory.
Yeah, basically. But
it's only barely legal now.
Oh no.
Man. Oh man. Anyway, yeah, the game takes place with a bunch of high school kids and there's suggestive material. And I mean there are lines in it that are quote, "You have giant boobs. I think your breasts are very lovely," etc., etc.
Yeah.
Not much
I
more to
mean,
say about it. I don't think it's just funny.
I think,
That could be like I know there's like a Japanese style of humor which is very it's sexual, but it's also kind of innocent. Like they
Yeah.
in a lot of like I've seen like there's a lot of like it's like boobs or like I have big boobs or something like that, but it's never it's creepy, but it's never like explicitly sexual.
Well,
It's just
Blaze Blue
yeah.
does that with Noelle and Taukaka, where Taukaka's like loaded and Noelle's flat. They always make the joke that Noelle's nickname is Lacking Lady, and she has like a real complex over how small her chest is. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like that, where it's not explicitly like, "Hey, I want to touch your boobies because I want to screw you." No, it's like it's just played for laughs and just stuff like that.
Because I mean, I'm really it's creepy. It is creepy, I will say, but it's kind of also hard to judge because it could be an innocent cultural thing almost.
Yeah.
Mhm. Right.
It's not as bad as like how Western culture views that kind of thing. I don't think.
Sex isn't funny over here in America. It's serious business. Serious
So
business.
oh my god, we could have used the Inception noise when I was talking about Brett being in my dreams. And if that's not in the podcast, I will say it wasn't a sexual dream, listeners.
Oh God.
I could. Okay. So
It
anyway,
wasn't. It was not. Please do not think that.
we'll let the listeners decide. So
It was
also,
Brett being a horrible person to me in my dreams.
You know that's how most ships get started, though.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Please don't. Please
Tumblr's
don't.
gonna be shipping us by the end of the week.
Oh god.
This is why I left Tumblr.
yeah. Okay.
Oh,
So, in other news, indie developer Watermelon Games, the creators of the Sega Genesis RPG Pierre Solar, was a homebrew Genesis game, are working on another game called, well, right now it's called Project Y, but some screenshots were leaked of it. It looks like, Streets of Rage, kind of Double Dragon sort of thing, but with big sprites though, I'm trying to think of a game to compare it to.
RPG elements.
Yeah, RPG elements in it as well.
It's
So
like
that could be
Rivers
cool.
and Ransom.
It's kind of got like Street Fighter sprites, from what I can tell.
Yeah, they're
Like
like
this
the size
one-
of
Like this
fighting
one
game
looks like a
sprites.
complete and total sprite edit of Balrog, actually.
The Tug Dude or whatever.
Yeah, they just replaced their gloves with
Yeah, he's got-
toothpaste and made them white.
Kind of white shorts, a white sleeveless shirt, and
It's the same
I don't
pose.
know if
and
it's
everything.
tape on his hands or what, but yeah, so could be cool. Here's hoping.
I mean, I'm going to say the same thing I said about PSLR. I really want to play it, but I think they charge a bit too much for it, obviously because it's on a cart. And I
Yeah.
know having it on a cart is a central part of the experience, but I really want to play the game, and I haven't got a Mega Drive at the moment. So yeah, and I don't feel like getting one just for that, because I really want one. But I just wish they would put it on Steam. Like, I get it's part of the experience, but
Yeah,
this
that's how I
and
feel
this
with all
beat 'em
like
up.
that's how I feel with the Dreamcast stuff that we'll get into in a couple of seconds with another article here. But I really want to play
Neo XYX, I think.
well,
it's
that and other stuff. That I shows how much I want to play because I can't remember the name of it now. Gunlord, that's it, Gunlord.
yeah,
And like stuff
Gunlord.
like that. But it's like $50, no less than $50, because they're actual Dreamcast sticks. Oh, great!
called. They're actual
Oh.
Dreamcast sticks.
Oh wow!
Oh, fantastic! Sorry, my mouth
It has the
switched the
word
letters
dream in it.
around there.
This episode's all about dicks and dreams.
Oh,
This
great!
is very Freudian.
Fantastic. That doesn't even
In diction.
remotely connect. But I want to play those games.
Pepiniska.
They they're only on Dreamcast
Nights,
discs.
nights into
so
dicks.
It's Sega
Nick and
Addicts.
the Juno.
Sega Addicts.
Yep. Just Addicts.
I found our April Fool's joke for this year.
Oh boy. Great.
Oh,
Great. So speaking of those, I want to go back to that Yakuza video that involved the brothels, because I didn't give it enough credit. They do show the brothels in there, like with the models that are in the games for the hosts and stuff. But you play like rock paper scissors with the hosts or the girls in the brothels, and you um there's a lot of like rhythm type stuff in there, and at one point you're playing a shoot 'em up game where you're firing hearts at something, and it's pretty clear that that's just showing sex, instead of actually showing it. But it's
kind of
hilarious.
like the massage parlor in Yakuza 4.
Yeah, and they have there's also a bunch of other rhythm games. It looks like game showy type stuff. It's crazy how much is in that game outside of doing the actual main story. So it's nuts. I didn't give the video enough credit because I said how awkward it seemed. It still seems a little bit awkward at times, but it's still really cool, and just how much is going into that game, how big of a game it's going to be.
The
So,
rock
yeah.
paper scissors thing seems like completely ripped from Hatsune Miku as well.
Could probably.
That I don't know how deep you got into the character rooms and all that stuff where you like
Those things freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah, they were a little bit weird, but like after a little bit they'll take you in and you can play like rock paper scissors with them and stuff.
That's not making it sound better. After a little bit, they'll take you in.
Miku took me in because I was a poor starving boy on the streets.
Yep. Well, she seems pretty nice and
Of course.
welcoming.
She's my waifu.
Anyway, did you guys happen to watch that Yakuza video or catch any of it at all?
I have not yet, honestly. I'm just going by.
Well, it's
what
15
I've
minutes
heard.
long, so I understand that you haven't sat down with it, but it's cool if you're gonna somehow play the game or looking forward to it. It's worth checking out.
I can't watch Yakuza stuff right now because it just makes me sad.
I understand. That's kind of why if I avoid reading Phantasy Star Online 2 news almost, but not that there is any right now.
That could
But
come out here.
yeah,
That one's got more of a chance than Yakuza at this point.
I suppose so.
I miss you, Akiyama. Come back to me.
Someday, maybe. So also speaking of more indie games, a new indie game's been teased, or not teased, but they put out a trailer for the game Neo XYX. And Steve, you actually posted this article. Did you want to talk about it?
Yeah, because this has been teased for a while now. I think I reported on it in 2011. Let me check.
Okay.
But I did report on it a while ago, so it's taken a good long time. It's also for the Neo Geo.
Yeah,
as well.
they did. The NG dev team is doing it. So everything they make, they put out on Dreamcast and also Neo Geo cartridges.
Yeah, which I have. Sorry, you can't see me in frame because I'm just trying to see this. Which again, I'm just kind of like, I really want to play this game.
Yeah,
But
like I said about Gunlord and stuff.
Yeah. I love the idea of you doing this, and it's, you're making it part of the experience of getting it in the mail, opening it and going, oh, a new Dreamcast game, a literal new one, and playing it, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a really cool idea, but at the same time, I just want to play it. Just please put it on Steam.
Yeah.
I really want to play it.
Yeah.
It's the same with PSLR.
There were, are you still looking for it, or?
Wait, I've got it. It
Because I was
was
going to say something, but
2012, not 2011. So 2 years ago they were working on
still
it.
pretty far. Yeah.
I mean,
That's
we've only just entered 2014, so really 1 year ago, kind of.
Right, but it does say, like you posted, that it's going to be out in February.
Yeah, it's out
That is
next month.
next month. So.
Which, again, a lot of that is, I guess, manufacturing and stuff like that. So it could
for sure.
possibly already be out now if they were taking the Steam route. And also, I think they could make a lot of money with the Steam route. I think if they put, they could make a lot of money if they instead put a version on Steam and made the. I mean, they make the physical versions that you get. They make them very special editions. But if they put something extra in those versions, or like extra
A download
physical
code or
things,
something.
yeah, or like extra physical things that you could get. So it's still the cool unwrapping and physical object experience, but other people could play it as well. I could play it.
Yeah, just make it. I mean, it would be more accessible. The
Yeah.
end, you know, just in general, it would be
If
really
people
cool.
like it, then they can get the disc version. Just to
Yeah,
have.
it's almost like they're doing kind of the opposite of Kickstarter. You know what I mean? Like, if they instead of releasing something digitally and then rewarding people who support it enough, they only have which the collector's editions are awesome. Like one of them had, I think it was still NG Dev Team that had the little model of the ship, right, with one of their games.
Yeah.
Or is that Red Spot? I can't remember now. I'm sorry, I'm getting them confused.
And also,
But regardless, the Dreamcast indie games that have come out have had awesome collector's editions, like art books, the cases, and everything like that. But yeah, there's no digital version, whereas like Kickstarter will start you off with a digital version, and if you do certain things, you'll get this other stuff, which is amazing. So it's kind of like they're obviously selling the games decently enough to keep making these, but
yeah.
I don't know.
But also, it's kind of disconcerting because Dreamcast games are notorious for being very easy to pirate. Someone could just put
Right.
this up, and they might lose some money. I really want to support them, but I couldn't. I wouldn't do it because I don't like to do that with indie devs.
Right,
if it was a big corporation doing that, but I honestly I am a bit tempted if someone put a Dreamcast game. If someone put PSLR, which I think is that on Dreamcast?
That's
Mhm.
Or Neo or something like that, I would be very tempted because I think, well, A, I could play it now instead of waiting a couple of months or whatever it takes to get, and B, I don't have to pay 50 quid or something for a game that, if it was released on Steam, would probably only be a tenner.
Right.
And I mean, I'm not saying you should pirate it, but I'm just saying I can see why it would be very, very tempting to pirate it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No, I understand. And like I've at PAX East there's some import booths, and there was one that had every Dreamcast indie game we have ever mentioned on the site. Like they even had Rush Rally, and it was just like, I want these. They're each still $50 right here, and I was like, I could have these right now, but it's not directly supporting the team that made them, and that was, I just want them so badly, but it's such. With shipping and all that nonsense, it gets so much more expensive than I want to spend on something like that. Which sounds bad, but you know what I mean.
Maybe if it was 50 including shipping and it was the special edition, maybe I could go, okay, but 50 is the standard version plus shipping.
Yeah.
Shipping's very expensive from what I've seen with those.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. We want it to happen. We want to get these games, but just make them more accessible. I don't know.
Right.
So one last news article we can talk about real quick is the Sega over the weekend, excuse me, brought Hatsune Miku Project Diva F to what was the Brett I'm sorry, Stevie, you posted this one too. What was the convention called?
It was a Sandy. I know. Let me.
It was in San Francisco. I'm just
It
trying
was
to.
in San Francisco. It wasn't like a convention, almost. It was just sort of like a little event that they had brought it to.
Yeah.
And right, let me check. But I know it was Aaron Webber was going to be there to play with. I know that was the big hook to be there. Let me
Yeah.
look.
He's cool. I've met him in person. He's a pretty cool guy.
Miku. I don't think, no, it was just the only thing it was AOD.
AOD was a convention. I don't know what that stands for.
AOD was but it
it's like
was
an
in a
anime.
hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an anime thing. And to
It was
be
like a
fair,
little small thing.
it makes a lot of sense if it's an anime thing, because I think Hatsune Miku really appeals to that sort of otaku, I guess,
Yeah.
crowd.
And they were giving away a couple of things too for charity: a Sonic statue, a Sonic ring, Sega thermos, or I think it was a thermos cup anyway, a mug. But so that was pretty cool. And
I thought the bigger news in that story was the release date.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the only reasons I would get a Vita, to be honest, is the Project Diva series.
I'm gonna download it. I already have the exact game on my PS3, but I'm gonna download it
I'm
anyway.
a big advocate of the Vita. I would say there's a lot on there, especially you, Brett. I know you're a big fan of Japanese RPGs and stuff like that. It has a lot on there in terms of that kind of stuff.
I know it's got like a lot of good Persona stuff, and
yeah, Persona 4 the Golden, the best version of that
you
game.
can play pretty much any downloadable PSP game on there.
If Type Zero is ever going to
PS1 games as well on the go.
Yeah, right.
If Type Zero ever comes to America, it's likely going to be on the Vita as like a little digital release. So that's the reason I'm kind of wanting one, but I'm not seeing like too much that would draw me in just yet, aside from that and Persona. But Project Diva,
Hotline Miami's on there, and that's a good game.
I can get that on PS3 though.
But you can play it on the go. Cross-buy.
There's half the stuff that you get on PS3, Brett, judging from what you've talked about and everything, would be cross-buy for the Vita.
Yeah.
Oh. Because, it did mention that, like, when I got the Doki Doki Universe demo, which I meant to mention I got...
Hotline Miami,
Spelunky, and Spelunky Portable is amazing.
Lone Survivor, if you're into survival horror stuff. Other stuff.
Thomas was alone.
Cross Tekken.
Great.
Yeah. So
I have to mention that.
It has stuff.
But
if you have PS Plus, it has more stuff.
And if you're into indie games, it really is a great platform for that as well.
Oh wow. If I get into the Vita, that's going to be one of the first things that really draws me in, aside from Persona Golden, is Hatsune Miku, especially if it's as good as the PS3 version. Because I feel like Miku...
I would think it would probably be better, actually, because there'd be no lag, you know what I mean?
Oh, good point. But, like, Miku is just, like, a perfect portable game, I think. Like, that, like...
Yeah, I wish it was out the same time on Vita and 3, because I would happily... That's a good game to play on the go. That's why I have, like, Jammer Lammy on my Vita, because I could just play a song and be done. And that Hotline Miami is another good portable game, too.
Yeah, like, it feels like a really good time killer game when you're on the go or on a trip or something. So I feel like it might actually be a lot better suited to the Vita than the PS3, honestly.
Yeah.
PS3 is going to look better, of course. It's going to look gorgeous. But as far as fun factor and just being able to fit in, it might actually have a much, much better audience on Vita. So I hope it does well. I want Project Diva F2 to hit us here. So I hope this does as well as apparently the PS3 version did. Because from what I've heard, they've sold really well, like surprisingly well in America. Like Amazon can't keep the disc version in stock from last I heard. So it's very impressive to see how that's done. And I hope that's enough to get them to bring the second game here. But I really just want this to do well because it's a fantastic series and it deserves more love. And
does the F stand for anything?
I don't believe so, no. It's just...
Oh, yeah. It's just their favorite letter.
Yeah, it's just like typical Japanese nonsense.
Sailor Moon R.
Yeah, Sailor Moon Super S, Dragon Ball GT.
Well, that's Grand Tour.
Oh, well, Dragon Ball Z, really. GT makes sense now that I think about it. But Z doesn't really...
The Z doesn't stand for anything, I don't think.
Yeah, no, it's just like, what's the coolest letter we can think of?
Yeah.
It's the 90s!
Well, X has already been taken, so we're going to go with Z.
Yeah.
I think it was
Z, the official letter of the 90s, and I can't differentiate letters from numbers.
Nice.
Oh, the number of the day is H.
That's right, kids. So, in the topic of portables and handhelds, we're going to transition now into the main topic. So, So this week we're going to talk about the Sega 3D Classics, and what I mean by that is games that we would like to see turned into the Sega 3D Classics, which is what they did with a couple of Genesis and arcade games on the 3DS recently. And with those, we actually just did a review for that on the site. Me and Anthony talked about all 8 of the games. They had Sonic, Echo, Altered Beast, Super Hang-On, a bunch of others. And they added some bonus stuff to them, like with Echo the Dolphin, you had a Super Dolphin mode where you were invincible and didn't have to go up for air. With Sonic, they added the Spin Dash, and which before was not in the first Sonic game. And what was the other ones? Altered Beast, they had a random beast mode, so after you transformed into the beast mode for that level, if you collected another orb, you would randomly transform into another creature. And they had, what was the other one? Streets of Rage. They had a one-hit kill mode where your punches would be a one-hit kill. So it's just like fun bonus stuff. So I thought we could talk about what games we would like to see done in the awesome 3D effects that they had, because they had their own 3D. They had like layered 3D, which was really well done with the parallaxing backgrounds and everything, and the foregrounds. So. Who would like to go first with some games that they would like to see remade as the 3D classics?
Do you mind? I hate because it makes me feel very egocentric, but it actually relates to the last thing you said.
Okay.
I would like Comic Zone, not only because of I think it would look really cool in 3D because he jumps between panels, but because I would love a version of that game where I could kill everything in one punch, just so I could see more of that game, because that game is excruciatingly hard. And I know I don't want people to dumb down games, but I really want to see more of Comic Zone, and at the moment there's no way I can, because I get halfway through the second level and that's about it.
Now, like the Genesis collection they put on PS3 and 360 has save states, but I don't know if you'd be.
But I know, but it's not the same because you have to get to that place to do it.
Right. There's a level select code for it. I put that in just to see the last boss, but I've never actually legitimately got there.
But that game is too hard to a fault, I think.
I mean, even if they just added a way to give yourself more extra lives or something, just something. It's brutal. Yeah. But yeah, one-hit kill would be cool. Even that.
Keep the game as it is, but just give you unlimited continues. I would be absolutely fine with that.
I wouldn't mind. I was going to say Comic Zone as well, because I feel like there's a lot you could add in maybe with the stylus, like using that like to draw on enemies or something like that.
That would take a lot of
That would take a lot more work than I feel like they'd be able to do or be willing to do.
Right.
But it would be cool if they tried to incorporate it in a little bit.
Well, it would change the mechanics completely of the game. They would have to rework the whole game to fit it in.
Yeah, that's the thing, is these are really just ports with added 3D effects, and then they added a different mode that didn't alter too much, but they were able to throw it in there. So, excuse me. Did you have any other, Stevie, that you thought of?
And the only other I thought of was Ristar, because you could really layer that game, and because everything pops, I just think it would be so good.
Yeah, I agree completely. I just want that game on a handheld more than anything.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think it is at all, is it?
Yeah, I think it might be on like one of the PSP Genesis collections, but I'm not entirely.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's.
Do that face again. Do that face again. I love that.
What did I do?
You won't be able to do it again now.
I don't. Was it like?
No, it was funnier. When you're watching this back, it is funny.
I have no idea what I did. I don't know I don't know when I'm making certain faces and how I react to things, so can't help you. Don't know what I did. Yeah, Ristar.
Oh yeah, listeners of this version, Scott did a funny face.
I did a thing. The Game Gear version actually had one or two levels that weren't in the Genesis version of Ristar, which I found that out, and They're cool. It's like one on a pirate ship. I think there's another one I can't remember, but it'd be
For the
cool if they
Game
just
Gear?
like threw those in there somehow.
I thought the
Hmm.
Game Gear versions were different completely, like the Sonic Game Gear versions.
Um, I haven't played it as extensively as the Genesis version, but what I did play, the levels were basically the same, except that there was a level on a pirate ship, and the bonus levels I think were the same as well. It was just dumbed down to graphics.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Any others?
That's all I got.
What do you think?
Risk-
What would you like
Ristar.
add to Ristar though? Would you add any different elements to it at all?
An extra mode? I don't.
Or not even an extra mode, just like something to modify the gameplay a little bit, because that one could get hard with how few hits you could take. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I would say maybe. You see, I think it would have to do something to be with the core gameplay, and I don't know if you could really change the stretching the arms mechanic unless you maybe extended his arms or made them shorter for a bigger challenge or something like that.
Maybe
Yeah.
like a. I don't know if this would work because it's been a while since I played Vistar, but maybe some sort of like homing attack type thing. Like you could home in on like certain like bars and enemies for like not like a whole thing, but like for just
They
a
could probably add
specific
something where
time.
you could just touch the screen where you want to grab.
Yeah, that's more what I was
yeah.
thinking. Yeah, like you touch it with the stylus and he just homes in right on that. That would be. I don't know if it would be like easy to put in, but I think it would be kind of cool.
I don't know, but I think you could have like an all touch mode. Bad name.
Ooh.
Got it with the bad touch.
I don't think any of the 3D classics had stuff that incorporated the touchscreen, now that I think about it, other than clicking on the menus and stuff, but I can't remember. At least the ones I played didn't have any added touchscreen functions. Cool. Brett, what ones would you like to see besides the first one that we mentioned that I already forgot?
I feel like I can't really think of anything to add to it because I haven't played it enough because it's really fucking hard. But I feel like Vector Man would really pop in 3D.
That could be cool. Yeah.
That would really work.
It's a very hard game, so I don't really know enough of the mechanics to really think of any sort of like Super Dolphin mode that would work with it.
There you go. Super Dolphin mode and Vector
Super
Man.
Dolphin mode.
Yeah, turn
You
to
can breathe underwater, even though
yeah.
there are no underwater stages.
That's right.
turn him into the Vector Man from that terrible Halo-looking thing they released like
Vector
back
Man
in
3. Yeah.
yeah, Vector
Oh!
Man 3.
I
Dropping
guess
stuff.
what you could do, almost like the Altered Beast one, is Vector Man changes into various things. You could have, like, on a whim, you could change the things, maybe.
Yeah, randomized
That would be cool.
shape shifting mode of sorts. That'd be cool.
But yeah, just really the idea of that game like popping out in 3D would be really, really cool. That's the
Mhm.
biggest reason I'd want to see that.
Because it's also about 3D objects as well, so...
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that was its big gimmick, is like trying to outdo Donkey Kong Country and stuff like that.
I mean, it's called Vector Man, so...
Yeah. Cool.
And like even today, it's still a beautiful looking game for its time. So, like I said, seeing that pop out in 3D would be really, really dope. Trying to think what else. I don't know if Panzer Dragoon would really be something they would want to put on 3DS.
I'll buy that on anything.
Yeah, I would too. But I would like to see that as well. I don't know if the 3DS can handle something like that, but if it could, do it.
No, I think it'd be able to handle something like it. It's just, I think they're going for, like, classic, so, like...
Yeah,
Oh.
like Genesis,
Yeah.
Sega CD, maybe Saturn. I don't know. Well, they had Super
Sega
Mario
CD,
64
do Night Trap,
on.
Night Trap.
Yeah, there we go.
Night
They
Trap.
already,
No,
they
make
already
my
had.
video.
Why ahead? Why
They
ahead?
put fucking hell. They put Mad
No, we
Dog
have to-
McCree on there. I don't know if you guys saw that. I actually reviewed that for the site. It's a Western
Guys,
shooter. It's
Oh
horrible.
my god.
Make Marky Mark make my video part of it.
If you haven't seen the cut, just watch the cutscenes to Why Ahead, everyone watching this, because it is the best. Like, oh, it's so good. It's
Or
really
you
like
could tune in to an earlier episode of the Sega Addicts Kids Table and watch Josh and Stevie and one of our past
John.
writers. Or is it John? Oh, it's John and Stevie, I'm sorry, and Michael, right?
I think so, yeah. I'm not
Yes.
sure, it was a while ago. But that game is amazing,
is
so
so
please watch it.
ridiculous. So
I
ridiculous.
think in the first 5 minutes, a guy gets raped by a bear or something like that. And he
What?
gets thrown,
Someone does a backflip, you know.
yeah, he gets thrown down a river and ends up in like a western town or something.
That does
It's
happen.
Amazing, I love
My
it.
goodness.
The 90s.
Yeah, have you not seen Wirehead, Brett?
I have not. Now
Please,
I like that you
Honestly.
asked them, have you not seen it, rather than have you played it?
Yeah.
Well, because playing it would be awful, because it's one of those games that's just like press left at the right time. We're not going to tell you when, and it's not going to be fun. But
It's like a
Buttons. We
QTE,
won't tell
but
you
worse,
which button,
apparently.
but press a button.
yeah, it was
So,
basically
yeah.
that. But watch a long play of it. That is definitely worth it.
Oh,
It'll be
man.
at least 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's only 20 minutes or something as well.
You
Those
guys
games
think
are
I can last
really
that long?
Have you ever watched Mystery Science Theater 3000? Because
Oh,
it's
yeah,
about online with some of those movies on the
Oh.
bar, on the, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I actually like
What
about
is
it.
it on a
It's
scale of 1 to Manos in the Hands of Fate? That's what I
Oh
want.
gosh, it's not as bad as Manos. I wouldn't know.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's so wacky and high and faster
high
paced.
energy.
Then again,
Yeah.
watching Soup in a Microwave is faster paced than Manos Hands of Fate. But
So it's more like Puma Man then.
I haven't seen that one, which makes me a horrible fan.
Oh,
of the
man.
show.
That's like
But
my favorite episode.
What I
Like-
really like about Wirehead is that it's video games don't have a lot of B-movie style games. Like,
yeah,
but I mean, it's House of the Dead overkill, but I mean unintentional ones.
yeah.
Like, ones that aren't a nodding wink to the audience and are genuinely like that, and I think Wirehead fills that perfectly.
Right.
That's the one thing it does do perfectly.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to change my answer. Wirehead for 3D.
Nice.
Super Bear mode.
Accepted.
Super Bear mode.
Yeah. Random beast mode for Wirehead.
Oh, God. You don't turn into the beast. It's what beast.
It just throws them in a
that's
different
the way with you.
costume. Or that.
That
It
means
really
they
just
would have
changes
to-
that one scene to whatever bestiality is occurring.
Scotty, that means they would have to find the actor who played the guy and reshoot scenes for Wirehead.
Doing anything.
I think I saw him right down the alleyway here. So.
There you go. Go
Oh
find
no!
him,
Wait,
grab
no
him.
wait. They can't do it. He's the guy I shanked for the whiteboard.
Oh, well.
I ruined your
wear a
dreams, I'm sorry.
disguise. Nice. So I have a couple. I picked. I want to see World of Illusions because I think that would be cool to have on the go. And they did have two-player co-op for the Alter Beast game, so I think they could do that for World of Illusions too. But that would look really cool in 3D, I think. And
That
Hmm.
could happen. Sega are realizing that their old retro games have a demand, like DuckTales and the new Illusion game.
yeah, well, DuckTales was only on
Capcom.
Nintendo. Yeah, and it was made by Capcom.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, but Disney was the one who licensed it, so they could license this and say, you know what, they're the ones who make the decision to do it. They just resource it out to other
But
companies.
like at the same time, you look at what Disney is doing with like their Marvel licenses. Like they took Marvel versus Capcom, all of those off the digital marketplaces. They took Deadpool, which was only out for like about half a year before they pulled it off of digital markets.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know either of that.
Yeah,
Either of that. I didn't know
Marvel
those
vs.
things.
Capcom was taken off at I believe it was taken off either the middle of this month or middle of last month, and then Deadpool was taken off not long after that.
Wow.
So they've been taking and like a lot of the Spider-Man games they had and all the DLC for those. Like if you got like they even took the DLC off. If you got a disc copy of like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you can't get the DLC for it anymore.
But
So I can't play as Jill or
Shuma Garath or any of those.
That's
at all.
that's
That's
very
fucking
weird.
retarded.
Unless you got
But
somebody.
they acquired Marvel a good while ago.
Yeah.
So that's very odd.
That's
I
not
think there
even-
must be some other reason behind
There
it.
has to be.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they would have done it first thing.
Well,
That's
like
not
I
even...
think like the rights were coming up for at least Marvel versus Capcom.
Wait, Jill's not even a Marvel character.
Yeah, that's the dumb thing. They took everything involving Marvel versus Capcom off of PSN. I had
Thanks,
bought
Disney.
I'd bought
Burn in hell.
NBC too.
That
Which,
honestly pisses me off. That makes no sense. Why would you do that?
Maybe this means Disney versus Capcom.
well, they have had those like sprite arts going around where like they made Disney princesses into Street Fighter sprite.
I would happily kick the shit out of any Disney princess.
Same.
Man.
Don't you
I'm
touch
still
Elsa, she's
offended.
my girl.
I don't know why I'm even mad about that because I gave up on Capcom with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, so that's when I started to doubt them.
I don't even like the Marvel vs. Capcom series aside from having Phoenix Wright in it, but it does piss me off, and it does, like, as a fighting game fan, like, seeing, like, the community take a hit like that sucks. And then, like, I don't know, the whole thing, especially the Deadpool thing, because, you know, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 has been out for a long time. It's been out, I want to say...
4 or 5 years at
Yeah,
least.
4 or 5 years. Deadpool was only out for like 6 months, maybe a little bit longer than that, and they still took it off. The only way you can get it now is by a physical copy. So, and that doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm thinking there must be some ulterior thing going on the scenes because Disney owned Marvel when the Deadpool game was being made,
Yeah.
and I don't see why 6 months later they would take it off unless there was some... Unless they're giving the rights up to it, which I doubt because Marvel's making them a load of money. I'm not sure.
Which is like, the only way I can really forgive this is if they put, you know, Spider-Man in Kingdom Hearts 3. But that's probably not going to happen.
That's a stretch.
That would be cool, though. It'd be cool as hell. But I don't know if they would do it.
I don't know.
If they do, then all is forgiven. But right now, I'm very concerned about what Disney is thinking.
Yeah. So yes, Scott, I do think it's a good idea to put World of Illusion on.
I'm sorry for the
Sega
tangent
Classic.
there.
One other Disney game I would like to see on there would be Quackshot.
Oh, just to play Quackshot again, even.
Yeah. Which I'm so lazy, but I'm holding the cartridge right here, but I don't have my Genesis hooked up.
Oh my God, Scott! Why do you have that, and why aren't you playing it right now?
Because I'm hosting this podcast.
I know, but metaphorically.
Well, I don't know. Oh, shit. Well, now I don't have the game. So that would be cool to see.
You for not playing
I think with that they could add you could have access to you earn the different plungers for your gun throughout the game. I think if you had starting out with all of them or something, that would be cool. Or some sort of stage select because that is a long game especially for a kid's platformer. It's a long game, and there's kind of some Metroidvania to it at some points, which was weird. But and then another one I would love to see would be any of the Road Rash games re-released, which I know none of these are actually directly owned by Sega, but I played Road Rash on Game Gear to death, and
I fucking loved Road Rash, and I'm really mad at myself for not mentioning it now.
But yeah, everyone should support the indie game Road Redemption coming out because it's essentially a spiritual Road Rash sequel coming out on PC and Mac and stuff, and maybe consoles. Who knows? But yeah, and then the one that I would want to see most re-released as a 3D classic would be Zombies Ate My Neighbors because that would be so much fun to play.
Do you have that lined up for this podcast?
I grabbed the games from downstairs because I didn't want to take the time to write them down, so I just grabbed all the cases.
That takes more effort.
Visual effects. I'm showing the case, listeners, to the camera. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Who, what, will, where, play. That's what it says on the back, along with other stuff. The neighbors are just dying to meet you. I think that would be cool, and also make have it 2-player, or give it a 2-player mode, and have access to all of the weapons at the beginning, and just invincibility, but also put more enemies in the game, so it would still be challenging with all the best weapons, and it would just be more fun, I think. Or have a crazy like only use soda can grenades mode or something like that, you know. I think it would be fun. And
You disappeared on us, Scott.
I fucking damn it!
Actually, he's been fine for me.
All right,
Oh,
shut
now
up,
he's
Brett.
now I see him. But you were a logo for a little bit.
But did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. Yeah.
All right, I
I
don't
could
care
still
then.
see you, so I don't
That's
know
fine.
what that was.
I don't know.
Weird.
Brett, get off of Steam again.
Oh, I actually did plan it. Well, I had Dropbox open, but
Ugh.
I needed to get rid of that.
Stop boiling that water
Yeah.
for steam.
Oh no, I don't
okay.
have Steam open, thankfully.
Right.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah, those are mine that I would want to see. World of Illusion, Quackshot, any of the Road Rashes, and more than any of them would be Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Because I don't feel like there's been a good, fun game like Zombies Ate My Neighbors in a while, unless you played Monster Madness on Xbox or PS3, which is basically a 3D. It's like take Gauntlet, but make Zombies Ate My Neighbors into Gauntlet sort of deal. So, which is a lot of fun. Super glitchy because it's an early launch game, but still fun. Have you guys played that at all?
No.
Nope. All right. Well,
I've actually, before we go off, I've actually got one more. Sorry.
yeah.
I'm really
What
sorry.
else? Yeah, definitely.
It's actually probably the most likely to happen. It's Sonic 3
I
and
wish.
Knuckles, only
Yeah.
because, and it's probably going to happen. I mean, it's a good game. There's no real reason why it should be in 3D apart from the special stages because
Oh
of the
Yeah.
the way
That-
that's set out.
So cool.
That would be cool. Or even
I
just
just-
Sonic 2, the special stages, and that would be cool.
Yeah, actually.
I just want Sonic 3 and Knuckles on something that isn't Steam, because the last couple like PS3 releases and like handheld releases have just been Sonic 3 and then Sonic and Knuckles. They've never had them combined. Like on Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, it's just those two. It doesn't have them combined, which is
It's
really
on Virtual Console. You can link them up on the Wii.
See, I don't have that. Like the
Ah.
Wii's not mine, so all I've got now is Sonic Colors. But
Mhm.
like, I think Steam's the only thing that really has where you can get them together, which
Huh.
is really frustrating.
Yeah. That is
But I
weird.
really, but I really like in 3D you could do the scrolling effects, and it looked like the balls are coming towards you. No dirty innuendo intended.
Big blue balls coming towards your face.
Yeah, like you're getting a lot of blue balls in your face.
Fantastic.
No, I think it could look really cool. I would be excited if that happened, and it's probably the most likely to happen.
I hope so. Sonic 3 is my absolute favorite game of all time, and I get crap for that sometimes because people are like, why isn't it Sonic 2? Why isn't it Sonic 3 and Knuckles? I don't know. I just like that one the most.
But Sonic
But,
3 and Knuckles is Sonic 3 and the other one.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's basically
that'd
the
be-
full Sonic 3. So.
Yeah, it would be really cool to see those, though. Especially with the effects that they added. With the 3D effects, I mean, and everything. So, cool. Do you guys have any others?
Nope, that was my last one just because I thought you were going off and I just thought of that at that moment. So.
No, that's fine. Totally fine.
I think you guys basically covered everything, I would say.
Unless we put Sonic 3D Flicky's Island,
Oh,
It's called Sonic 3D Blast over here, which I don't know
what
which one
it's
it is
called,
better at
Flicky's
all.
Island.
it doesn't matter what it's called, it's still trash.
Yeah.
I like it. I like
Okay,
it.
Scott, you are not the host of this podcast anymore.
Oh,
You
whatever.
are out.
Whatever.
You are fired from Sega Addicts.
Can't fire me.
I'm the only one.
I am not fired. I am quit.
You didn't give me a chance to do my Vince McMahon impersonation. I hate you now. Actually, I couldn't do that. My voice doesn't go that raspy and growly, so
All right.
it would just be
No
really
worries. We'll forgive you either way.
bad. I guess you can still keep your job.
Okay, sounds good. And I would also love to see Zero Tolerance on anything else, but nobody likes that game except for me and my friend Tucker. But shout
They
out
got
to
zero
Tucker.
tolerance for it.
Yeah. Cool. So that's our topic. a herp de derp derp derp. We're gonna jump over and talk about. We're gonna answer some listener questions that we got.
Finally.
New transition music that I need to find because there's lots of transitions going on.
Reminds me, I also in the week made up the official drink of this podcast, and I was gonna save some for today, but I drank it because it was so delicious. And the official Sega Addicts After Dark, and it is called After Dark. The official Sega Addicts After Dark drink is vodka and hot chocolate.
Wow.
And it is really good. And
Possibly.
if you're wondering, yes, it was because they were the only two things in my cupboard.
Nice.
It could have been vodka and milk for all you know.
Whatever liquids you could find. Why did you mix whatever liquids you could find?
because I thought I like vodka, but I would like to make. I actually did think this. This is how pathetic I am. I had a dream about this show, and I made an official drink for it. Because I thought I am gonna make a drink, and then I'm gonna have it on the show, and then I'm gonna plug it as if it is a sponsored product. But I enjoyed it too much. I really did enjoy it, which makes me sound even worse. But vodka hot chocolate is very nice, and it is now the official drink of this show.
Nice.
Well, the original show had Pepsi Max. So...
Yeah, Pepsi Max. Well, this is vodka hot chocolate.
This is
Right,
after
so-
hours. So.
Yeah. Or as we are now calling it, the After Hours Delight.
Okay.
There we go.
That's cool. That works.
And the official food, Aki. Yay.
No, you see, it has to be something specific. It has to be like a mix of something or like an original version.
And it can't be like stuff we've used before, like that
Yeah.
that double down thing off the forums.
So if you like, I don't know, dipped a bit of Pocky in turkey or something, that could work.
I damn near gagged.
Maybe
I
if
don't know.
you stir mint chocolate chip ice cream with a stick
wait.
of Pocky.
Wait.
Or like, or you know when you make a roast chicken and you like have all the delicious skin and crackling off it, wrap it in that. Oh, lovely.
Wait, I've
Oh.
got it. A delicious mix, a trail mix of Pocky and Utz, Carolina-style barbecue potato chips.
Ah,
That works. Okay, and that
There
could
we
be
go. You crush it up in the trail mix, basically.
okay.
the After Hours Dinner Spectacular. That will be called.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna get some goldfish, and I'm gonna just grab whatever's next to me here and throw a granola bar in there.
Oh,
And,
God.
There we go. Shake it up,
Yeah!
and you got your meal.
And I like how you shake
Delicious.
that up like it was a drink at a bar. Ugh.
Yeah, you put it in like one of those like little shaky doohickey things.
See,
Shaker. That's what it's called.
we are all chefs now.
We are all
All right.
Gordon Ramsay.
We've all graduated from culinary school.
Yeah.
So.
Please.
Okay. So we had a question. Oh, someone's at the door. Let me go get that.
Oh,
It's C. Raven with a question to Sega Addicts.
I thought it was actually someone at your real life door as well.
I was just gonna be like, uh-oh, what's at the door? It's listener questions. Yay!
Well played,
The
Mr.
studio
Scott
audience is at my
Morrison.
door. And thanks. C. Raven asks, can you point me to the nearest bathroom, please? I can. If you go out my bedroom door, turn left down the hallway, and keep walking straight ahead, the bathroom's right there.
I actually think my one might be the closest since it's literally just outside my door. It's almost like an ensuite bathroom.
There you go.
Here on the streets, you just find the nearest trash can or fire pit or...
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Brett has
poker.
the nearest bathroom.
Yeah.
Cool. Brett has the nearest bathroom. The world.
Yes!
And we had another question. Or wait. Do we have another question? Oh!
Yes, we do. I
It
was
seems
on the
that
phone.
we do. Why?
Or is it a
Hello.
crank? Is it a crank? A crank?
It's a ding dong bitch.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Wait, no, I
Is it
caught
just
him. I found him, and
Is it a
come
flaming
back here,
dog
you.
turd?
Come back here, you. Don't be shy. Why, it's Thomas. I'm probably gonna say his name wrong. So Avantis. Um, but Tom's one of the new writers for the site. So welcome, Tom. And he asks us, what's your favorite console for Sega? Wait, let me try that again. What's your favorite console for Sega imports? I have no ulterior motives. So Brett,
That's
you
not
like
very
anime? What is your favorite?
Brett, you
I
like
don't
anime. Answer the thing. It's about the
I
Japanese.
know all
version,
about weeaboo culture. Um,
Uh-huh.
um, I usually use either my Dreamcast or my PS3, which I might get a little bit of flack for how I do my Dreamcast stuff. But then again, companies can't make money off of them anymore anyway. Where you can like burn them sometimes, like burn like out of print stuff.
The ISO stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what.
Yeah, we know nothing about this, but that's pretty good. Like that's how I've got Capcom versus SNK 2. It was never released in America on the Dreamcast, but I've got the Japanese version of that. Dreamcast is very good for that. And PS3, where it's region free, you can get practically anything. I think there's only one game on the entire system that's even region locked, and that's Persona 4 Arena, which I don't think they're going to do that next time around with Ultimax. I hope they don't, because that was complete bullshit. But the PS3 is very good for imports. My copy of Resonance of Fate is actually a European copy. Same with my copy of Alpha Protocol. And I'm trying to think what else I had.
And you can make a PSN Japanese account pretty
Yeah,
easily.
that's what I did with Blaze Blue Chrono Phantasma, actually. It's not coming out here until March, but it came out in Japan back in October. So I've had that for a long while thanks to having that region-free Japanese account. So if you're looking for stuff that's current, PS3 all the way, definitely. If you're looking for retro stuff, Dreamcast.
Yes. What about you, Stevie?
I don't know. Inputs aren't really my thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Dreamcast or something. I don't know. PC maybe.
If you don't import, it's fine. You don't have to decide right now.
I don't know. I'm exporting out of this conversation.
Oh no!
No, I got no idea. No, sorry, I can't answer that question,
that's fine.
honestly.
I've never actually. I don't really own too many import games, but if I started to do it, every time I look at Burning Rangers on eBay, I want to start importing games because it goes for stupid prices for the American version, which doesn't make sense because I've heard it's not the best game in the world. It's just rare. Whatever. But I would probably honestly look more into Dreamcast because there's a ton of stuff that didn't come out over here that I do want to play. Over here being in the U.S., but and PlayStation, PS3, like Brett said, is a good console to import on. There are some Xbox 360 games that are region free, but it's a game-to-game basis because the system. I don't know if the system's region. I guess the system's not region free if you have to get a certain region free game. But yeah, the PS3 is region free. You can play, like Brett said, European
It's a
stuff.
game-to-game thing, but pretty much everybody just goes region-free.
Right.
The only reason Atlas did that with Persona 4 Arena is because the Japanese and the American copies were being released at the same time, which in that regard it made sense because they were technically the same game, same content. But then you look at Europe, which didn't get the game until May of last year, almost a full year after it was released in the States and in Japan, and how badly they got fucked over in regards to Persona 4. So I think they've learned their lesson as far as region locking goes because of the backlash and how dead that community is now, thanks to the region locking.
Interesting. Huh.
I actually have one. I just thought of one.
Okay.
But the Nintendo DS.
Yeah,
DS is region free as well.
No region. I think I've actually
the original and the DS Lite are both region free.
Oh, DSi is DSi is region locked, but I think
Yeah.
it still kind of ignores that.
Yeah, I think the DS Lite was the one. I guess would be the one because it's the best version.
No,
Well, not
I've
the
just got the
DS.
I've just got the regular DS, the first generation one.
Oh wow! How the hell? Whoa!
That's what I had
And-
forever until I got rid of it, and then
It was
eventually got a
cheapest.
3DS.
When I
Mhm.
got it, I was still like a poor, starting out in college.
I mean, it's still a good console. It's just
yeah,
bloody hell, it was chunky.
yeah. I just
That
want
thing
something
actually
I can play.
would hurt my hands if I was playing something that used the touchscreen primarily, because you would have to hold it with just the left hand or whatever. But
Yeah.
that would actually hurt my wrist after a while. That's
I
It's
just
also
want something
it's
that would
also
play
the most
right.
Sorry, Brett.
I just want something that would play Phoenix Wright.
It's also it's the most durable console I think in history. You could drop that downstairs and it would be fine.
Yeah, like
as long
that
as it
thing.
doesn't hit the corner and break the hinge.
The
Yeah,
hinges break really easily on that.
but everything else is good. So.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know why the 3DS isn't region free, because damn it, there's some games I want to play on there that are not from this country. But yeah.
That's how I feel about. I'm trying to think what was. I'll think of it later. Go ahead.
That's about all I got. Is I'd go with Dreamcast first, then Saturn, then probably PS3, and then maybe DS for myself. Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's all the listener questions we had, though. Thanks for submitting a few, guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely send more. We really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's cool to talk to you guys. And so now we'll finish up here. Or actually, Stevie, you want to show us your drawing
Yes.
for
I've got
Stevie's Doodle Corner?
Yeah, is that what we're calling it?
Sure.
It needs a name. I don't know.
Oh, then wait,
Stevie's Art
then-
Gallery. But here is today's picture. I'll show you. So basically, there's Scotty, and he has a fork in his hand, and he's saying, "Save me a piece." Why is he saying that? Because there is a giant skull eating a hot dog version of Brett.
Why do I want to eat Brett?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I'm fucking delicious.
Are you the thing eating him, Stevie?
No, it's
It
just
looks
a
like
skull.
a big egg.
I
Oh,
think,
skull.
I
where are
think he's
you in
just
this?
taking out his rage.
Are
on
you the spoon?
No, maybe I'm the buns. I don't know. I just thought it was a nice scene. It was a nice scene with you two in.
Of cannibalism.
I think this is just his way of taking out his rage at me for not paying his way into that amusement park.
Yeah.
I guess so. I'll
Well,
post
I
the
mean-
dream at the end of the episode since we keep talking about it so much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is some sort of phallic symbology going on if we're keeping with the dick theme.
What we're saying is I'm a
There was
giant.
never a dick theme to keep with. I'm not keeping with any dick theme. It's all you guys.
But yeah, there you go. It's a giant skull.
Something.
It might be in hell because there's also fire all around. There's also
It
Scotty.
might
So
be.
that
Maybe.
is.
It
the,
might be an Angel Island zone. You never know.
Yeah, there you go. So that is my picture for today, and I think I'm gonna have to start taking pictures of these and putting them on Twitter so they
Yes,
can go
please.
in the actual show if you're
Yeah.
listening to
We're
it.
gonna make it. We're gonna make a special part of the website just for your art gallery.
There you go. Just
It'll
for
be
my
the
art.
most classy looking thing I've ever designed, and then it's gonna have that in it.
I think if we ever get a lot of listener questions, we should do like a contest where the best question will get the doodle of the episode, maybe.
Sure.
I'm for that. It's better than giving out the foreign badges we used to.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Cool deal. All right, so we're going to ease into our plugs now. All right, so let's go into the plugs. Brett, what do you have to plug?
I'm Suzaku Rainmaker on Twitter, and of course the main site, Sega-Addicts.com, and the forums also. I need to get more active on the forums myself, but definitely join the forums. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh no! Oh no! done.
That's
You're
enough.
stealing
All
my
right.
style.
All right, I'm focused. Do it.
But yeah, I'm Suzaku Rainmaker on Twitter. Of course, visit the site, visit the forums, leave us listener questions. Send listener questions either to the main Twitter or to mine or to Scotty's or Stevie's or Alex's or anybody's. Like I said, we want listener questions. We love doing that. And yeah, that's about it. That's about all I've got.
Stevie, go.
You put me on the spot. I'm so nervous.
Well, who the hell else would have been next?
I've got the Stevie Grant on Twitter is my handle if you want to look it up. I did a new review for Press Pause Radio, which was Payday 2.
You mentioned that last week. That's not
God,
new.
I'm sorry, right? I was really tired last week. Listeners, we record. It starts for about 12 for me and ends at about 3
Stevie's
or 4.
awesome for actually doing this because
Yeah.
he's really late every time.
So I'm sorry, listeners. I'm not quite up to scratch with the way I reference things.
You assholes.
He's not quite down with the streets like I am.
Down with the clown.
I ain't in the
Oh,
gut.
no,
I'm living it up in the high life, right?
Oh,
and I
man.
don't know what that has to do with anything because I don't live up the high life.
I
I don't live the high life either, so that was completely irrelevant. That's all I really got to plug.
Fair enough. You can find me on Twitter. My name is Scotty Mofo Show. You can also find Alex on Twitter. He's AlexDel.
IA.
IA. Yay. And I'm on YouTube. I unbox things. Just type in Scotty Mo unboxing, and you'll find some crazy crap. I haven't done one in a while, and I apologize, but nothing's come out in a while. And
sorry. I had one more thing to plug since you mentioned that.
God, we're at the home stretch.
So hard.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start doing live streams. You mentioned YouTube, and I had to mention I'm gonna start doing more live streams over on Twitch TV /Sci Avenger. So I'll post links to that on my Twitter as well. Okay,
cool.
Go.
And my band is also on Facebook and stuff. We are called Wine and Spirit. Along with YouTube, also check out Sega Addicts videos. That's what this is on. It's going to be on those before it's even on the site. Of course, check out our site. Check out the forums. Spread the word about us. And I think that's all. So today with me has been the features editor of the site, Stevie Grant.
I can't think of a sign-off.
And also with us is the owner of the site, Brett Hatfield.
I got nothing.
And I'm Scotty Mo, the reviews editor, and I'm a little bit more creative because I decided that I will look around and look at Santa.
Oh no!
Is that a picture of you as a kid with Santa?
If I am a dog, then yes.
I didn't see it, alright?
Your past life as a dog. Maybe living with cat people too.
Could have been. And that's the Sega Addicts After Hours. So everybody say bye.
Bye. Oh no, I'm drowning. No.
Later.
Oh, that's what you meant by stream. You're in a stream now.
Oh, you're going to stream things in the river that you drown in from your jokes.
We won.
What? How did you do that?
It's a supersonic flight, gotta keep it going.
I'm going to change my shirt. I feel like a narc still. I hate this.
Actually, I'm going to go to the toilet then, if we're all getting prepared for this podcast now.
Oh, I should have left Blaze Blue on.
You look like a fucking piece of shit.
What?
Gotta put on a nice shirt to look best for the internet. Something that's fancy, something that's nice. Something that's good, fitting just right. Put it on my body, do that all. You wanna be so happy, putting on what I want to wear.
You went kind of robot there for a second.
What?
You went kind of robot there for a split second, like one of the high notes, so it sounded really weird.
I'm always going robot.
Oh, man.
Don't know what that means. Whatever.
You didn't choose the robot life. The robot life chose you.
Yep. And now I have to pee. I'm sorry.
Wait, I might as well see if I can set up my camera a little bit better.
Yeah, do it. I'll be right back. Cool.
And I'm going to play a
Nice
bit
piss.
of...